Ren had never seen a world like Vera before. As his small spacecraft glided through the sky, he could see forests that shimmered with colors he had no names for. The trees floated slightly above the ground, their roots glowing with soft light. Rivers moved in curves that seemed impossible, twisting like ribbons of crystal. Above, the sky was painted with two suns that rose and set at the same time, giving the entire planet a warm golden hue. Ren adjusted his seat and looked at the instruments. Everything was stable, but he could feel his heart beating faster. He was here to explore, to learn about the alien world, but he also knew rumors about Vera's ruler. Queen Zara, the leader of this planet, was said to be beautiful beyond imagination and wise beyond belief. Stories from travelers said she could sense truth in a person's heart and that she had a mind capable of solving the universe's greatest mysteries. Ren had no illusions. He was only human, but he had his courage, his curiosity, and his mind. As the spacecraft landed on a glowing platform near the palace, Ren stepped outside. The air smelled different, sweet, and sharp at the same time. Tiny lights floated around him, moving like fireflies but brighter. Aliens of many shapes walked past, some tall and thin, others round and soft, their skin glimmering in all shades of blue, green, and gold. They looked at Ren with surprise, whispering to each other. He was the first human to arrive on this part of Vera in many cycles. Ren took a deep breath and walked toward the palace gates. The building itself seemed alive. Its walls were smooth but shifted slightly as if breathing. Symbols glowed faintly along the edges, forming patterns Ren could not yet understand. As he approached, the gates opened silently. Inside, the palace was even more stunning. Light reflected from the walls in waves, and the floor seemed to ripple like water. He could hear soft music, not played by instruments, but created by the palace itself. In the main hall, Ren finally saw her. Queen Zara stood on a raised platform at the center. Her skin shimmered like liquid silver, and her eyes glowed with a calm, golden light. Her hair floated slightly as if caught in a gentle wind, even though the air was still. She wore flowing robes that changed color with her movements, and every step she took seemed to leave a faint trail of light. Ren felt a strange mix of awe and respect. Queen Zara looked directly at him, and Ren felt as if she could see everything inside him. He bowed slightly, unsure of what to say. "Welcome, human," Zara said, her voice soft but powerful. "I am glad you have come to Vera. Few from your world ever reach us. You have courage, and that courage has brought you here." Ren nodded. "Thank you, Your Majesty. I am Ren. I have come to learn and understand your people." Zara's golden eyes seemed to smile. "Understanding is important, Ren. But here on Vera, we value more than knowledge. We value heart, mind, and courage together. You may find that this world tests all three." At that moment, a glowing box appeared at the center of the hall. It floated slightly above the floor, its surface covered in strange symbols and moving lines. The light from it pulsed like a heartbeat. The crowd of aliens gasped, and Ren could feel the energy from the box brushing against him like a soft wind. "This is the challenge box," Queen Zara announced. "It appeared one cycle ago. None have been able to open it. Whoever succeeds will earn my respect, my trust, and my hand in marriage. This is not a simple test of strength or speed. It tests the mind, the heart, and the spirit. Only those worthy may succeed." Ren felt a mix of excitement and worry. Marriage to a queen of another world was not something he had imagined, but the challenge itself was fascinating. He noticed other competitors already moving toward the box. Tall aliens with glowing weapons and agile creatures with multiple limbs stepped forward. Each reached for the box, and each failed. Their attempts ended in confusion, frustration, or fainting as the box emitted pulses that seemed to read their intentions. Ren stepped forward carefully. He did not rush. He observed. He watched the box shift and glow, watched how it reacted to others. Every motion, every change in light seemed like a message. He realized the box was not just a puzzle. It was alive in some way, testing not only knowledge but also emotions and patience. A small alien named Loma, with soft green skin and gentle eyes, noticed Ren. "Be careful," Loma whispered. "Many strong ones have failed. The box does not forgive arrogance or fear." "I will try to understand it first," Ren replied quietly. "I need to see what it wants before touching it." He stepped back and focused. Closing his eyes, he felt the pulse of the box. It was not only energy, it was a challenge, a test of character. He opened his eyes slowly. The symbols on the box seemed to react to him now, not aggressively, but curiously. The other competitors were watching him, confused that a human, small and seemingly fragile, could stay calm while giants and experts had failed. Queen Zara's gaze remained on Ren. She said softly, "Perhaps this human will show us something unexpected." The box chooses carefully, for it sees the true heart of those who approach it. Ren spent the rest of the cycle studying the box from a distance. He did not touch it yet. He watched its reactions to others, noting the illusions and patterns it created. Some competitors were trapped in visions of fear. Others were thrown into holographic mazes. Ren realized that the box was not only a test of skill but also of how a person faced their own nature. As the first light of Vera's twin suns reached the hall, Ren felt a strange calm. He knew the challenge would be difficult, but he was ready to try. He was a human, yes, but humans had a gift for ingenuity, for patience, and for hope. He would need all of that if he wanted to unlock the box and meet the Queen on equal terms. For the first time since arriving, Ren smiled. The adventure of Vera had truly begun. Ren woke early on Vera, feeling a mixture of excitement and nervousness. The palace had its own rhythm. Soft lights moved along the halls, and the floors hummed gently as if welcoming each step. Today, the first trial with the challenge box would begin. Ren knew he could not rush. The box reacted to thought, feeling, and intent. Impatience could cost him dearly. The hall filled quickly. Aliens of every shape and size gathered to witness the trial. Some wore ceremonial robes, others carried tools and instruments designed to help them. Yet even with all their experience and skill, no one had unlocked the box. Ren took a deep breath and walked toward the center. His movements were calm, measured, and careful. Queen Zara observed from her platform, her golden eyes steady on Ren. She spoke in a voice that carried across the hall, "The first trial is one of courage. The box will test your mind and your spirit. Those who let fear guide them will fail. Those who remain calm and true may succeed." Ren studied the box closely. Its surface shifted with patterns that looked like flowing water, then rearranged themselves into shapes he had never seen before. A pulse of energy passed through the hall, and suddenly the floor beneath him disappeared into a holographic maze. The walls of the maze glowed faintly, and strange sounds echoed through the hall. Many competitors hesitated. Some tried to jump forward, their confidence turning into panic. Others froze completely, unable to move as the illusions pressed against their senses. Ren felt the pulse of the box in his chest. He realized this maze was not physical. It was mental. Each turn, each wall, reflected fear and doubt. Ren took a slow step forward. He ignored the illusions around him. Voices whispered doubts, showing visions of failure. Lights moved like snakes, trying to distract him. Ren closed his eyes briefly, listening to his own heartbeat. He reminded himself that fear was only a signal. It did not control him. When he opened his eyes, he saw the maze differently. The walls were not traps but guides. He noticed faint patterns in the light, shapes that repeated in predictable ways. He began to walk deliberately, matching his steps to the pulse of the box. One turn led to another, and slowly, the maze responded to him, opening paths that had seemed impossible moments ago. Aliens watching gasped. None had seen a human move through the maze so calmly. Even some of the strongest competitors had faltered at the first turn. Ren realized that success was not about speed or power. It was about observation, patience, and understanding. Halfway through the maze, a sudden illusion appeared. Ren faced a holographic creature, large and frightening, with eyes that glowed red. It roared, and the sound echoed in his mind. His instincts told him to fight, to push past it. But Ren remembered Queen Zara's words. Courage was not the absence of fear but the ability to move forward despite it. He studied the creature calmly. It mirrored his own thoughts and fears. Ren reached out his hand, not to attack but to acknowledge it. The creature's form shimmered and slowly faded. The path ahead cleared. Ren smiled slightly, realizing that the box was testing his understanding of courage, not strength. The final section of the maze was a corridor of mirrors. Each reflection showed Ren in different situations, some failed, some triumphant, some afraid. Voices whispered doubts. Ren took a deep breath and focused on what he knew was true about himself. He stepped forward steadily, ignoring the false visions. The mirrors shimmered and then vanished. The floor beneath him became solid again. He had reached the end of the first trial. The hall erupted in whispers. Aliens stepped back, astonished. Ren looked up at the box. It glowed warmly, as if acknowledging his success. Queen Zara's golden eyes gleamed with interest. She spoke, "Human Ren has passed the first trial. Courage has opened the first path, but the challenge has only begun. The next trial will test wisdom." Ren bowed slightly. He felt a sense of accomplishment, but he knew this was only the beginning. The box had shown him that fear could be overcome, but knowledge and understanding would be tested next. After a short break, Ren prepared for the next stage. The hall quieted, and the box began to shift again. Symbols moved faster, forming shapes that looked like questions. Lights formed letters in a language Ren did not know, yet somehow he understood their meaning. The box was asking riddles, but not simple ones. It asked about justice, leadership, compassion, and decisions that affected many lives. Competitors stepped forward one by one. Many answered hastily, relying on their experience and training. Each wrong answer triggered illusions, creating walls, loud sounds, and holographic threats. Some faltered, others left the hall entirely. Ren studied carefully. He realized that brute knowledge was not enough. He needed to think from the perspective of Vera, to understand what fairness and wisdom meant to this world. When it was Ren's turn, he focused on the symbols and the visions. He answered slowly, explaining why decisions mattered, showing that he considered consequences not just for himself but for others. The box pulsed with light, as if approving his answers. Each correct response caused a pattern to shift, slowly unlocking a section of the box's surface. Queen Zara observed closely. She was silent, but Rin could feel her attention. He realized that this trial was not just about knowledge, but about empathy and reasoning. Humans had a reputation for creativity, and Rin now used that gift to connect with the alien perspectives. By the end of the trial, Rin had answered all the questions carefully. The box's surface shimmered, and a small section clicked open. The crowd erupted in quiet murmurs. No human had ever attempted this challenge, and no one had succeeded like this before. Even the strongest aliens looked surprised and thoughtful. Rin stepped back, breathing steadily. He had passed 2 trials, courage and wisdom. Yet he knew the hardest trial awaited. The box still pulsed strongly, as if aware of his potential and testing him even more. Rin looked at Queen Zara. Her expression was unreadable, but her eyes glowed warmly. She said, "You have passed the first 2 trials, Rin. The final test will touch the heart. Only those true of spirit may succeed." Rin nodded. His excitement grew, but he also felt respect for the challenge. The box was not just a puzzle or a prize. It was a teacher, testing the best qualities in anyone who dared to approach it. Rin smiled. He would face the next trial with the same patience, courage, and clarity that had brought him this far. The crowd of aliens watched silently. Some whispered their admiration, others their doubt. Rin's human presence on Vera had already changed their expectations. The first trial was over, but the story was just beginning. Rin looked at the glowing box, feeling a mix of determination and calm. This was more than a challenge. It was a journey to prove that humans could stand as equals, not just in strength, but in heart and mind. He was ready for the next step. Rin stood before the glowing box, taking a deep breath. The first trial of courage had passed, but the next trial promised to be harder. Queen Zara's eyes followed him carefully as the hall filled with whispers from the watching aliens. They were curious to see if a human could continue to succeed where many of their best champions had failed. The box shifted its patterns once again. Symbols moved across the surface in flowing sequences, forming shapes Rin had never seen before. He noticed that each symbol pulsed with a soft light, almost like it was alive. Then, slowly, the symbols rearranged themselves into patterns that seemed like questions. Rin realized this trial would test his mind and wisdom, not his strength or courage. Other competitors stepped forward first. Some tried to answer quickly, relying on memory or past experience. One tall alien with 4 arms touched the symbols and received a holographic scene that changed rapidly. It showed a city facing disaster, and the alien had to make a decision. He hesitated, unsure which action was best. The box pulsed angrily, and a flash of light pushed him back. He stumbled, overwhelmed by the complexity. Rin observed quietly. He noticed a pattern in the way the box presented challenges. Each question or scenario required understanding the balance between what was right and what was helpful. Brute intelligence or quick guesses would not work. Wisdom required thought, observation, and empathy. When it was Rin's turn, he stepped forward slowly. The box pulsed softly, as if greeting him. A holographic city appeared before him. People ran in fear as a storm approached. Rin examined the scene carefully. He saw that the city had multiple paths for escape, but some were blocked. A few buildings could be moved to create safe routes. Rin touched the symbols lightly, and the box projected options. Some would save the majority but leave a few in danger. Others risked more to help everyone. Rin thought deeply. He considered fairness, consequence, and the safety of the people. Then he chose a solution that balanced all 3. The holographic storm passed safely, and the scene vanished. The crowd murmured. Aliens whispered about Rin's unusual approach. Many relied on force or immediate action, but Rin had thought carefully and acted with wisdom. The box shifted again, presenting another scenario. This time it was a dispute between two groups of aliens. Both claimed ownership of a valuable resource, and both had valid reasons. Rin watched the dispute. He listened to each side carefully, observing not only what they said but how they acted. He realized that the conflict was not about the resource itself, but about trust and respect. He touched the box and arranged the symbols to show compromise and understanding. The two groups in the holographic scene began to cooperate, finding a solution that benefited both. Queen Zara's gaze remained on Rin. She had seen many trials, and she knew the box could sense the intentions of the person interacting with it. Rin's calm and thoughtful manner impressed her. He was not acting for personal gain. He was acting for understanding and fairness. The box shifted once more. This time it created a series of interconnected challenges. Each question built on the previous one, forming a complex puzzle. Rin had to think carefully about cause and effect. Small decisions affected larger outcomes. He realized the box was testing his ability to think ahead and see beyond immediate results. Rin took his time. He analyzed each possibility, noting how each choice influenced the next. Other competitors struggled with the chain of problems. They tried to force solutions, but the box responded only to careful reasoning. Rin's patience allowed him to see patterns that others missed. Halfway through the trial, the box projected a personal scene. It showed Rin back on Earth, facing people he cared about. It tested his loyalty, his priorities, and his ability to act without selfish desire. Rin felt a pang of longing but reminded himself that the trial required wisdom, not fear or attachment. He focused on the box, understanding that solving this puzzle required clarity of thought and heart. The holographic scene shifted to a vision of Queen Zara's people. The aliens faced challenges of leadership, justice, and cooperation. Rin considered what he had learned so far. Courage had shown him how to face fear. Wisdom would show him how to think clearly and make decisions that helped others. He touched the symbols in careful sequences, combining what he knew about human problem solving with what he observed of alien ways. The box pulsed brightly, and a part of its surface clicked open slightly. Rin felt a sense of progress. He smiled quietly. He realized that wisdom was not just knowledge, but the ability to connect understanding with empathy. It required seeing beyond oneself and considering the greater good. Competitors who had tried before him watched with envy and respect. None had passed this stage, and Rin's human mind had found ways the aliens had not considered. Queen Zara's golden eyes shone with curiosity and admiration. She spoke softly, "Rin demonstrates more than intelligence. He shows understanding and clarity. The box responds not to force but to truth." The final challenge of the trial appeared. The box projected a complex sequence of symbols and holographic images that seemed almost impossible to solve. Rin took a deep breath. He studied each symbol, tracing connections and testing sequences mentally. The box shifted constantly, but Rin remained calm. His patience and observation allowed him to see patterns others could not. Finally, he touched the last sequence. The symbols aligned perfectly. The box glowed with a warm light, and a section of it opened fully, revealing a small crystal that shone like sunlight. The hall fell silent. Even the strongest aliens stepped back in astonishment. A human had unlocked the puzzle of wisdom. Queen Zara smiled, a soft expression that showed both surprise and admiration. The human has passed 2 trials, courage and wisdom. He shows the strength of mind and heart, qualities many believe are rare among humans. This trial proves that intelligence combined with understanding can achieve what strength alone cannot. Ren stepped back and bowed slightly. He felt pride, but he also felt respect for the challenge. The box was not a prize, it was a teacher. It tested the qualities that mattered most for leadership and connection. He realized that the final trial, the test of heart, would be the greatest challenge yet. The hall remained quiet as Ren waited. Aliens whispered among themselves, amazed by the human success. Queen Zara spoke to the audience, "The next trial will test the heart. It will reveal the true nature of anyone who approaches the box. Only those who are pure in intention and strong in spirit may succeed." Ren felt a quiet determination. He had passed the first 2 trials, but the final test would require everything he had learned so far. Courage had guided him through fear. Wisdom had guided him through complexity. Now, the test of heart would show if he could face true empathy, compassion, and integrity. As the glowing box shifted in preparation for the next stage, Ren felt excitement and focus. He knew this was more than a challenge. It was a journey to show that humans could stand as equals in courage, wisdom, and heart. He was ready for what came next. Ren stood before the glowing box, feeling a mix of excitement and calm determination. The first 2 trials had tested courage and wisdom, and he had succeeded. Now the final trial awaited, and Queen Zara had made it clear that this would be the most personal and challenging. The hall was quiet, the crowd watching silently. Every eye was on Ren, curious to see how a human would face a test of heart. The box pulsed softly, then suddenly projected a series of images into the air. Holograms of people appeared. Some were Ren's friends and family back on Earth, others were aliens he had just met. Each figure looked distressed, facing problems and dangers that needed help. Ren's heart tightened as he realized the box was testing empathy. How he responded to these visions would determine his worthiness. The first scenario showed a village of small aliens trapped by a collapsing bridge. People cried for help, and the box seemed to measure Ren's reaction. He stepped forward calmly and touched the symbols. His mind searched for solutions that could save everyone without risk. He imagined using his knowledge of balance and timing to guide the villagers across safely. The holographic bridge stabilized, and the aliens moved across unharmed. The box pulsed brighter, as if approving. Next, the box projected a vision of Queen Zara herself. She appeared in a situation where her decisions could save thousands, but one wrong move could cause harm. Ren realized the test was deeper than just helping others. The box was measuring his understanding of responsibility and the weight of leadership. He considered carefully, balancing fairness, caution, and courage. He touched the symbols to show choices that protected everyone without favoring one side. The image glowed and faded, signaling success. Ren noticed that the box was becoming more challenging. The next visions were more personal. They showed moments of temptation, rewards that could give him power, comfort, or safety if he ignored those in need. Each vision tested his integrity. Ren felt the pull of desire and ambition, but he reminded himself of what mattered. He would act not for reward, but for the right outcome. He touched the box carefully, choosing selflessness over gain. The box shimmered, acknowledging his honesty. As he continued, the box created illusions of fear. Shadows of failure appeared, whispering doubts about his abilities. They questioned whether he was capable of helping others or protecting those who relied on him. Ren felt a pang of anxiety, but he focused on the truth. Courage had taught him to face fear, wisdom had taught him to think clearly, and now heart would guide him through compassion and care. He moved steadily, ignoring the false whispers, and the shadows faded. The next vision was particularly difficult. It showed Rin's friends in danger, facing a storm that could destroy everything. At the same time, Queen Zara appeared, looking vulnerable. The box presented a dilemma: save some now and risk others, or find a solution that could protect everyone if he thought carefully. Rin felt the weight of the choice but stayed calm. He realized the test was not just action but understanding. Hasty decisions might appear correct, but true heart required patience, thought, and care. He carefully traced sequences on the box, simulating options in his mind. He imagined outcomes, calculating risks while keeping empathy at the center of every decision. Slowly, the vision stabilized. Every person, every alien, every figure affected by the test appeared safe and secure. Rin smiled quietly, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment. He understood that the box was measuring more than instinct or reaction. It measured the purity of his intention and the strength of his compassion. Queen Zara watched silently, her golden eyes reflecting interest and admiration. Rin could feel the attention but did not let it distract him. The box now created a final challenge, a vision of a world torn between conflict and cooperation. Humans and aliens were shown together, yet misunderstandings threatened to divide them. Rin's task was not only to act but to understand, to guide resolution without imposing force. He took a deep breath and moved carefully. He touched the symbols, aligning them in a sequence that reflected compromise, understanding, and patience. He imagined ways for different groups to communicate, to find common ground, and to work together for a shared goal. Slowly, the holographic conflicts dissolved. The world in the vision stabilized, peaceful and harmonious. The box glowed warmly, brighter than ever before. Rin felt a quiet triumph. The final trial had not been about speed, strength, or intelligence alone. It was about empathy, compassion, and integrity. The box had tested every part of him: his courage, his mind, and now his heart. Every action, every thought, every choice had been measured, and he had passed with calm determination and sincerity. The crowd erupted in whispers and soft cheers. Aliens who had doubted a human's ability now looked on with respect. Even those who had succeeded in previous trials seemed humbled by Rin's performance. Queen Zara descended from her platform, moving closer to Rin. Her presence was commanding, yet gentle. "You have passed all 3 trials," she said, her voice warm and clear. "Courage, wisdom, and heart. You have shown qualities that many seek but few possess. The box has recognized your strength of character and the purity of your intentions. You have proven that a human can stand equal among the greatest of our kind." Rin bowed respectfully, feeling a mix of pride and humility. "Thank you, Your Majesty. The challenge was not easy, but I tried to understand what was required and act with care." Queen Zara smiled. "You have done more than act with care. You have inspired us all." The box was not only a test. It was a reflection of the values we cherish. Your choices have shown what is possible when courage, wisdom, and heart work together. The box pulsed one final time, and a section opened fully, revealing a glowing crystal at its center. The light filled the hall, reflecting on walls and floors, casting a warm glow on everyone present. Rin approached carefully and touched the crystal. It felt warm and alive, as if acknowledging his success. The crowd erupted in applause, and Rin looked around. Aliens approached him with smiles and gestures of respect. he realized that his human qualities, curiosity, patience, and empathy had bridged the gap between worlds. The challenge box had not only tested him but had also shown the aliens what humans could offer. Queen Zara stepped closer, her expression softening. "Rin, you have unlocked the box. You have proven yourself worthy. You have shown that courage, wisdom, and heart are not bound by species. Today, you have made history, not only among humans but among the people of Vera." Rin nodded, feeling the weight and honor of the moment. He knew that the trials had changed him. He had learned not only about the box and the aliens but also about himself. Patience, observation, empathy, and careful thought had guided him through the most difficult challenge of his life. The hall filled with quiet admiration. The crystal in Rin's hands glowed steadily, a symbol of achievement, understanding, and connection. For the first time, Rin felt a sense of belonging on Vera, not as an outsider, but as someone who had earned respect through courage, wisdom, and heart. As he looked at Queen Zara, Rin realized that the adventure was only beginning. The box had been the first step, a gateway to understanding and partnership. The future of Vera, and perhaps of humans on this world, now depended on what came next. Rin felt a quiet determination, ready to face whatever challenges awaited with the same courage, wisdom, and heart that had brought him this far. Rin felt the glow of the crystal in his hands as he stepped back from the challenge box. He had passed the 3 trials of courage, wisdom, and heart, yet the atmosphere in the hall had changed. The other competitors, some of whom had failed before, were now whispering among themselves. Not all were pleased to see a human succeed where they had struggled. A few narrowed their eyes, their expressions showing envy and distrust. As Rin approached a quiet corner to gather his thoughts, a tall alien with shimmering green skin and multiple arms blocked his path. "Human," the alien said, his voice low and cautious. "Do you think you have won? The box tests many things, but it can also be influenced. Perhaps a clever push in the right direction will show who is truly worthy." Rin did not step back. "I respect the box and its purpose. It is not something to force or trick. It tests honesty, courage, wisdom, and heart. Those are the qualities it seeks. I will not interfere with it in any other way." The alien glared, then moved aside, but Rin noticed others watching from the crowd. He realized that some competitors were trying to sabotage him, hoping to claim the crystal or Queen Zara's favor. Rin understood that the trials were not only about the box but about how he would handle pressure, envy, and deceit. Queen Zara stepped forward, her golden eyes observing the situation carefully. "Rin," she said, "the final part of the challenge is not only what you do with the box but also how you face those who act against fairness. Stand firm, and let truth guide you." Rin nodded silently. He turned his attention back to the box, knowing that the final unlocking required complete focus. The crystal pulsed in his hands, reacting to his calm determination. The box's surface shimmered, forming new patterns and symbols. They moved faster now, as if sensing his readiness and testing his steadiness under pressure. Suddenly, a holographic illusion appeared. Shadows of past competitors moved across the hall, creating obstacles and distractions. The whispers of doubt and envy grew louder in Rin's mind, yet he stayed calm. He remembered the lessons of the previous trials. Courage allowed him to face fear, wisdom guided his choices, and heart kept him true to fairness and compassion. One competitor stepped closer, subtly trying to touch the box while Rin focused. Rin noticed immediately. He shifted slightly, and the box responded, pulsing brightly and creating a barrier that prevented interference. The hall gasped. The box was alive, protecting the integrity of the challenge. Ren smiled quietly, appreciating its vigilance. The sabotage continued in small ways. Some competitors created illusions that mirrored Ren's fears, showing him failure and humiliation. Others tried to mislead him with false symbols, hoping he would make mistakes. Ren focused deeply, observing the patterns carefully. Each illusion dissolved as he touched the correct sequences, proving that patience and clarity would always overcome deception. A kind alien named Loma, who had watched Ren since the first trial, approached quietly. "You are steady, Ren," Loma whispered. "Many would be shaken by their peers trying to deceive them, but you remain focused. That is why the box responds to you." Ren nodded. "Thank you, Loma. The box is not a prize. It is a test of everything we are. I cannot be distracted by envy or deceit. Only by staying true can I succeed." The illusions grew stronger. One competitor, taller and faster than the others, tried to overwhelm Ren with multiple holographic projections. Scenes of danger and loss appeared, each designed to provoke fear or rash decisions. Ren's mind worked methodically. He analyzed each projection, separated truth from illusion, and responded with calm certainty. The box pulsed brighter, as if acknowledging his focus and perseverance. Queen Zara watched silently. She had seen many champions fail when confronted by sabotage and pressure. Ren's ability to remain calm, respectful, and honest in the face of interference impressed her deeply. "He is human, yet he demonstrates qualities that surpass expectation," she whispered to an advisor beside her. Ren reached the final sequence of symbols. The box projected a complex pattern of interwoven lights, each representing challenges, choices, and outcomes. He noticed how each previous attempt by competitors had altered the flow, trying to confuse him. Yet Ren's careful observation allowed him to see the true alignment. He touched each symbol thoughtfully, connecting them with patience and clarity. The box pulsed strongly, then began to shift. Sections of it opened slowly, revealing more of the glowing crystal inside. Ren felt a surge of accomplishment, yet he did not rush. He knew that the box tested more than reaction. It measured integrity, focus, and intention. He maintained steady control over his mind and spirit, letting the glow of the crystal guide him. The hall grew quiet. Even those who had attempted sabotage stopped, watching Ren with a mixture of awe and respect. Aliens who had doubted a human's ability now whispered about his steadiness and insight. Ren realized that the challenge was not only personal. It was a statement about human capability, showing that courage, wisdom, and heart could overcome envy and deceit. Finally, Ren completed the last sequence. The box emitted a bright, warm light, pulsing with steady energy. The surface opened fully, revealing the crystal in its full brilliance. The hall erupted in admiration. Competitors stepped back, many bowing slightly in respect. Ren held the crystal carefully, feeling its energy respond to his steady and honest intent. Queen Zara descended from her platform and approached Ren. Her expression was calm yet full of admiration. "You have faced the greatest trials, Ren," she said. "Not only have you shown courage, wisdom, and heart, but you have also resisted interference, deceit, and pressure from others. You have proven that strength of character cannot be forced or stolen. It is earned through patience, honesty, and integrity." Ren bowed respectfully. "Thank you, Your Majesty. I have tried to act with care and respect in every step. The challenge was not easy, but it taught me lessons beyond what I imagined." Zara smiled warmly. "You have not only unlocked the box but also the respect of many here today." The crystal you hold is a symbol of your achievements, but it is also a reflection of your qualities. You have shown that humans, though different from our people, can rise to meet the greatest challenges with honor and heart. Ren looked around. The other competitors now approached him, offering gestures of goodwill and admiration. Even those who had tried to sabotage him seemed humbled by his steadfastness. He realized that the trials had done more than test him. They had changed perceptions and created understanding between worlds. The crystal glowed steadily in Ren's hands, a reminder of courage, wisdom, heart, and integrity. He had faced challenges not only from the box but also from those who doubted or sought to undermine him. He had remained calm, focused, and true to himself, proving that human qualities could stand strong even in a world so different from Earth. Queen Zara extended her hand. Ren, you have completed the trials. You have earned respect, admiration, and the chance to show what true partnership and understanding mean. The next step is yours, and it will shape the future of Vera and beyond. Ren took a deep breath, feeling determination and excitement. The trials had tested everything he had, but they had also prepared him for what was to come. The challenge box was now fully unlocked, but his journey with Queen Zara and the people of Vera was only beginning. He looked at her, ready to face the next chapter with courage, wisdom, and heart. The glow of the crystal illuminated the hall, symbolizing not only victory but the beginning of a new era where humans and aliens could learn, cooperate, and achieve greatness together. Ren stood before the challenge box, holding the glowing crystal carefully in his hands. The hall was filled with a mixture of awe and quiet excitement. Every alien competitor, every onlooker, and Queen Zara herself watched intently. The box pulsed with energy, as if it sensed Ren's readiness. He knew that everything so far had been preparation. Now, the final step awaited, the complete unlocking of the box and the revelation of its ultimate secret. The box shifted, and a soft light filled the hall. Holographic patterns appeared, forming intricate sequences that danced in the air. Ren realized that this was no longer a test of courage, wisdom, or heart alone. It was a combination of all three, demanding focus, clarity, and integrity. The symbols moved quickly, challenging his ability to think, observe, and act simultaneously. Competitors watched in silence, some still doubtful that a human could succeed. Some whispered among themselves, speculating on what the box might reveal. Ren ignored them. He focused on the crystal's glow, which seemed to pulse in rhythm with the patterns on the box. It was as if the crystal guided him, helping him align mind, heart, and intention. The first sequence appeared as a challenge of logic. Symbols shifted and connected, forming complex paths that seemed impossible to navigate. Ren studied them carefully. He noticed repetition in the patterns, subtle cues in the colors, and faint pulses in the light. He understood that the box was rewarding patience and observation. Every careful choice he made caused a section of the pattern to stabilize. Next, the box projected visions of alien civilizations facing dilemmas. Some were at risk of conflict, others faced natural disasters. Ren had to decide how to balance the needs of each community while keeping fairness and compassion in mind. He thought carefully, considering every outcome. His mind worked steadily, connecting patterns and principles he had learned from previous trials. The box responded, pulsing brighter with each thoughtful choice. Suddenly, a vision appeared that caught Ren off guard. It was a scene of Queen Zara herself, standing on the cliffs of her palace, looking uncertain and vulnerable. The box seemed to test his ability to connect with her perspective. Ren realized that this challenge was not only about the box but about trust, respect, and understanding. He touched the symbols thoughtfully, imagining solutions that honored both the queen and her people. The holographic image shimmered and then stabilized, signaling his progress. Ren could feel the box responding to his combined focus, courage, wisdom, and heart. It pulsed gently, yet with strength, as if alive and aware. The energy from the crystal in his hands seemed to resonate with it, forming a connection. He realized that the box was not only a test but also a guide, revealing truths to those who approached it with honesty and intention. The next sequence was a test of intuition. The symbols moved faster, intertwining with visions of past decisions and possible futures. Ren's mind raced, yet he remained calm. He allowed his observations, empathy, and understanding to guide him. He imagined every possibility and carefully chose the path that aligned with fairness and clarity. Slowly, the symbols began to settle into a harmonious pattern. The hall grew quiet. Even the murmurs of the audience faded as the box pulsed with steady energy. Aliens who had doubted Ren's ability now watched in silent respect. Queen Zara stepped closer, her golden eyes reflecting curiosity and admiration. She did not speak, but Ren could feel her presence, steady and encouraging. Suddenly, the final sequence appeared. It was a complex network of symbols, lights, and holographic scenes all combined. The challenge required Ren to integrate everything he had learned: courage to face uncertainty, wisdom to make thoughtful choices, and heart to act with integrity and empathy. One wrong move could reset the process, yet Ren remained calm. He understood that rushing or forcing the solution would only create failure. Ren focused on the glowing crystal in his hands. He allowed its energy to guide his intuition, touching the symbols with deliberate care. The lights responded immediately, forming new patterns that aligned perfectly. He felt a deep connection with the box, as if it recognized his understanding and sincerity. His hands moved steadily, following the rhythm of the crystal and the patterns on the surface. The box pulsed brighter than ever before. The holographic sequences combined, forming a single, brilliant image. It depicted a vision of unity, humans and aliens working together, overcoming challenges, and building a world of cooperation, respect, and understanding. Ren realized that the box was revealing its ultimate secret. It was not simply a prize or a test but a symbol of the potential for harmony between different beings. Ren's mind and heart were calm and focused. He touched the final symbol, and a soft, radiant light exploded from the box. The surface shifted completely, opening fully to reveal a golden chamber within. The crystal floated at the center, pulsing steadily with warmth. The entire hall was bathed in light. Every alien present stepped back, astonished by the brilliance and clarity of the moment. Queen Zara stepped forward, her expression calm yet radiant. "Ren," she said, her voice carrying across the hall, "you have unlocked the challenge box. You have demonstrated courage, wisdom, and heart. You have also shown perseverance, integrity, and clarity under pressure. You have proven yourself worthy not only of the box but of the respect and admiration of all who witness this moment." Ren bowed respectfully. "Thank you, Your Majesty. The trials have taught me lessons beyond what I imagined. I have learned that understanding, patience, and compassion are as important as courage and skill." Zara smiled warmly. "The box reflects the qualities we value most. You have unlocked not only its secret but also the truth that humans and aliens can work together, guided by heart and mind. Your actions today will inspire many across Vera and beyond." Ren held the glowing crystal carefully. Its warmth and light seemed to connect with his own energy. He realized that the trials had tested not only his abilities but also his character. Every step, every choice, every thought had contributed to this moment. The box was now fully unlocked, and with it came understanding, respect, and a new beginning. The hall erupted in soft applause and admiration. Aliens approached Rin with gestures of respect, bowing or nodding in acknowledgement. Even those who had doubted his abilities or tried to interfere now recognized his achievements. Rin felt a quiet pride, not of superiority, but of accomplishment and understanding. Queen Zara stepped closer, her golden eyes reflecting admiration and warmth. "Rin," she said, "you have completed what few could even imagine. The box is now open, and its secret has been revealed. The path ahead is yours, should you choose to continue alongside us." Rin nodded, feeling a sense of purpose and excitement. The trials had been difficult, yet they had prepared him for what was to come. He realized that the challenge box was more than a puzzle or a test. It was a symbol of unity, understanding, and the potential for humans and aliens to achieve greatness together. As the crystal pulsed in his hands, Rin looked at Queen Zara. He understood that this was the beginning of a partnership that could change the future of Vera and the worlds beyond. With courage, wisdom, and heart, he was ready to face whatever challenges awaited. The unlocking of the box was not the end but a new beginning, filled with possibility, adventure, and the promise of harmony between worlds. Rin stood in the center of the hall, the fully unlocked challenge box glowing softly behind him. The crystal he held pulsed with warmth, reflecting his own sense of accomplishment. He had passed the trials of courage, wisdom, and heart. He had resisted interference, navigated complex puzzles, and acted with integrity. Now, as the hall quieted, all eyes turned toward Queen Zara. The queen stepped forward, her golden eyes calm and bright. "Rin," she said, "you have proven yourself worthy of more than just the challenge box. You have shown qualities that inspire trust, respect, and hope. You have earned the opportunity to shape the future of Vera alongside us." Rin bowed respectfully. "Your Majesty, it has been an honor to take these trials. I have learned more than I imagined, not only about the box but also about your people and the values you hold." Zara smiled warmly. "The challenge box is a symbol, Rin. It is a mirror of the qualities we cherish. Your success shows that humans can not only rise to challenges but also bring understanding and cooperation to worlds beyond their own. Today, you have opened more than the box. You have opened a path for unity between our people and yours." The hall erupted in quiet applause. Competitors who had once doubted Rin now approached with respect. Even those who had tried to sabotage him bowed slightly, acknowledging his achievements. Aliens of every kind, from different corners of Vera, came forward to shake his hand or offer gestures of goodwill. Rin felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He realized that the trials had not only tested him but also changed perceptions and created connections. Queen Zara gestured toward the glowing crystal. "Rin, the final secret of the box is not just its light. It is the message it carries. It shows what can be accomplished when courage, wisdom, and hard work together. This crystal will serve as a symbol of the partnership between our people. With it, you may guide, teach, and inspire others." Rin held the crystal carefully, feeling its energy connect with him. It was warm, steady, and alive. He understood that the trials had not been about victory alone. They had been about understanding the deeper qualities that build respect, cooperation, and trust. He realized that humans, though different from Vera's people, could offer creativity, empathy, and perseverance in ways that complemented theirs. As the applause continued, Queen Zara spoke again. "Rin, now that the box is fully unlocked, the choice is yours. You may remain here on Vera to learn and contribute, or you may return to your world with the knowledge and experiences you have gained. Whatever you choose, the lessons you carry will shape the future. Ren looked around the hall. He saw faces filled with hope, admiration, and curiosity. He saw aliens who were ready to cooperate and build a stronger future. He thought of the trials he had faced, the courage it had taken, the wisdom he had applied, and the compassion he had shown. He realized that he had become a bridge between worlds. "I wish to stay," Ren said finally, his voice steady. "Not for power or recognition, but to help build understanding between our people. To show that humans and aliens can achieve great things when they work together." Queen Zara's golden eyes glowed with approval. "Your choice reflects your heart, Ren. The trials have not only proven your qualities but also your intentions. You have chosen cooperation and unity over personal gain. That is the true reward of the challenge box." The crowd of aliens responded with renewed applause. Loma, the kind alien who had quietly supported Ren in earlier trials, stepped forward. "You have shown all of us what is possible, Ren," Loma said. "Not through force, but through patience, clarity, and care. You have made history today." Ren nodded, feeling humility and pride together. "Thank you, Loma. Your support has meant much to me. Today is not only about me. It is about all of us learning to trust and respect one another." Queen Zara moved closer to Ren, the glow of the crystal illuminating her features. "Ren, as a human who has completed these trials, you are now a member of Vera's council. You will help guide decisions, mediate disputes, and inspire collaboration. The challenge box has recognized your character, and now our people recognize it as well." Ren's heart swelled. He understood the responsibility, yet he also felt readiness. The trials had prepared him not only to face the box but to face challenges of leadership, cooperation, and understanding. He held the crystal firmly, a symbol of connection between worlds. In the days that followed, Ren began working closely with Queen Zara and her council. Together, they developed plans to improve communication, education, and resource sharing among the alien communities. Ren introduced ideas from Earth, combining human creativity with Vera's advanced technology and wisdom. Gradually, trust grew, and conflicts that had persisted for generations began to ease. Competitors who had once doubted Ren became allies. They respected his intelligence, patience, and fairness. Some admitted that the human had taught them lessons they would never forget. Even Queen Zara's advisors acknowledged that the trials had revealed not only Ren's qualities but also the potential of humans to contribute meaningfully to Vera's future. One evening, Ren and Queen Zara stood on the palace balcony, looking out over the glowing city of Vera. Lights reflected on the rivers and towers, a symbol of progress and cooperation. Ren held the crystal, which pulsed softly with steady warmth. "You have changed more than the box, Ren," Zara said softly. "You have changed our people's view of humans. Your courage, wisdom, and heart are an example to all of us. You have proven that true strength comes from understanding, empathy, and patience." Ren smiled. "And I have learned from your people, Your Majesty. Vera has shown me the value of perspective, collaboration, and honor. Together, I believe we can achieve far more than any one of us could alone." Zara nodded. "Indeed. Today marks the beginning of a new era, Ren. One where humans and aliens work side by side, learning from each other and building a brighter future." Ren looked at the crystal once more. It was no longer just a reward for completing trials. It was a symbol of unity, a reminder of courage, wisdom, and heart in action. He understood that the trials had tested him, but they had also prepared him for this role as a bridge, a guide, and a partner in a new age of understanding. As the sun set over the glowing city, Ren felt calm and determined. The challenge box had revealed its secrets, and he had passed every test. Yet the real journey had only begun. With courage, wisdom, and heart, Ren was ready to face the future alongside Queen Zara and the people of Vera, shaping a world where humans and aliens could achieve greatness together. The hall, the crystal, and the city all reflected a new beginning, a future filled with hope, cooperation, and the promise that courage, wisdom, and heart could overcome any challenge. Ren held the crystal high, feeling its warmth connect him to Vera, to Queen Zara, and to the path of endless possibilities ahead.